our frame rate should be a slight bit better. Ramen has 15 minutes to reconnect. We'll see if we can find another series time. Until then, sit tight. Some news from the front. Ramen has given up a walkover, so we'll be right back with our next series. Okay, we're back with our next series in the bottom right corner as our red Protoss. It is Juggernaut. In the top left as the blue Terran. Put up for Lucasdart. So we should be getting at least a couple extra frames. Oh, there we go. That's much nicer. Yeah, sorry. I was on the X264 codec for, if you don't know what that means, it's just all my CPU is doing all the work, and StarCraft is a very CPU intensive game. So that doesn't mesh well to get a good quality picture. We now have my graphics processing all the work. There was an OBS. I finally bit the bullet and installed, and of course it fucked something. So okay, we're here now. It's all chill. It's all good. It's all Gucci. Dude, I can't believe it's been a week since Meower Strife's Heart of the Swarm tournament. That was so much fun. Well, I guess technically tomorrow would be a week, but Pride of Altaris. Let's go. Lucasdart. Playing pretty standard this time around. Juggernaut. Going for Stargate. Bunker finishing at the front for Lucas. Starport starting up for our blue Terran, and he's going to be facing down an Oracle. So Juggernaut wanting to get some nice harass damage done. Dude, Lucas, it's good to see him still out here playing. Young kid from Belgium, and he's gotten pretty good at the game, pretty decent, pretty quickly. I remember casting SCV rushes with him about a year ago. Oh god, it's been a year! No, it would have been like from 2 years ago till about a year ago. He's doing some good work over at Genesis Gaming, I believe. And yeah, I think he has a long, bright esports career ahead of him. Full supply depots pushing up for Lucas. Gonna be a Cyclone in play. Viking coming out. You know the works, Viking. Spot for the Cyclone. Give it extra lock-on range. Juggernaut grabbing a second Oracle. Void Ray on the production tab after the initial 3. Oracles that popped from the Stargate. These Oracles zooming northwards. Lucasdart going for his own attack, but that's going to leave his mineral line quite vulnerable. These Oracles should be able to deal their full damage. The army is so far away. Lucasdart is going to basically end up in an all-in scenario. However, because Juggernaut made this play, he's got like 2 Stalkers of the Dream to defend against Lucasdart's push. He's caught on a pylon right now. He needs to be going up the ramp into the natural. He's going to lose just so many workers. 9 workers down and a tank. This tank actually saving probably a ton of SCVs. But the Oracles are going to run home to defend. The gateway units being pushed back. Shield battery about to expire, but there's the Baja Blast dispenser. Lucasdart stutter stepping forward, and it looks like the Baja Blast will be enough to hang on for Juggernaut. Lucasdart does have the 3rd CC, but he's down quite a few workers, and there's a ton of counterattack potential for Juggernaut. Bringing the Oracles home was the final nail in the coffin for Lucasdart, saving the remaining Stalkers on the ground, and Juggernaut's just in a really powerful position right now. How is that? Juggernaut What was that, please? Marines are on the remax for Lucasdart. Well, I guess I should say the re-up. No one's even close to max right now. But Void Ray Immortal development for Juggernaut. Chrono Boost on the blink is making a full bio play with double engineering bay. Stim about to finish, Combat Shield's about to finish, +1 starting for Lucas. Oh, Missile Turret wins the fight with the Oracle. And this CC does not reach high ground for repair. Lucasdart is dealing with a very powerful Protoss army. These bunkers should not be able to finish. They're going to create a temporary choke point. Actually, Juggernaut doesn't even care. He's going to blink forward the Stalkers, but was that too aggressive? All of a sudden, Lucasdart is starting to halt, but at mass casualty to the SCVs. Turns out he doesn't have anything left that really shoots up, so that's going to call the GG. Juggernaut takes map number 1. Very powerful play from Juggernaut.
Ain't no fucking way, boy.
Renegade, what up? Real.
Okay, map number 2 is going to be on Hardwire. Okay, so Lucas spawning in the top right, Juggernaut taking a very strong win in map number 1. I don't know Juggernaut, unless this is someone who switched their ID, playing for Team Void. Also don't know Team Void. So, we're beginning to collect stats on this player. Lucasdart. Very strong, sometimes overly aggressive Terran. A real beating in the last game to triple Oracle. I think he didn't go hard enough on the all-in. He got caught up on a pylon, and that wasted about 15 seconds. Those 15 seconds allowed Juggernaut to get his warp gates off cooldown, allowed him to get 4 more stalkers, and another critical mistake, I think, not focusing the shield batteries very early on in the engagement. Had 15 seconds of DPS, it killed off a shield battery, Like, it changes the whole game. But Juggernaut able to pick off a tank in the back line as well as 9SCV was able to seal off the win. Juggernaut going for an Adept opener. I would love to see another Stargate play from Juggernaut. Like, it worked so well for him in game number 1. Oh, why not do it again, right? You have a game to play around with. It's gonna be okay no matter what. And, well, it's gonna be 3 racks from Lucasdart. The 2 base play will begin to take shape. Juggernaut dropping a Twilight Council. On the way for those dank plus 1 upgrades. And plus 1 are starting in earnest for Lucasdart. Juggernaut is going for a Dark Shrine play. What the hell? Why? Well, this could go either way. It really could. It's going to depend on scans. There's an engineering bay up for Lucasdart already, which bodes well. He can get missile turrets to defend at home. Juggernaut does not have a presence out on the map, so we're going to have to see Robo Prism. Yep, there it is. Does see the Robo, won't see the Stargate. And it does see the Prism. Okay, so he doesn't know it's DTs, but he does know he's going to be under attack, and that should stop him from moving out. Ooh, we're going to see missile turrets! Yeah, this is defended for Lucasdart, and he's going to be able to get the counter attack off the ground as his upgrades complete, right on time. Prism should not be able to do anything at all. It's gonna warp in, he's fly into the main, shut down immediately. Would take some really go to micro. I guess you could hit the racks over here, but there's even a scan saved up for Lucasdart. At least there is right now. Comes the Prism. Oh man, there's the scan, and a DT goes down. Oh my god, the Prism goes down. All the DTs are lost just like that. Lucasdart hugely ahead. He can make his counterattack pretty much with impunity. Combat shields are finished. He just needs a scan, and he has it. There we go. 62 energy and 46. 4 more energy to go on the second base. He's going to have 2 scans, which are going to shut down any counter DT play. And Juggernaut uses his Warp Cycle for Stalker Zealot instead of DTs. I think that's the weaker play here. And Charge not even on the field. Won't be for quite some time. The Reaper scouting ahead for the main army of Lucasdart. And Lucas is ready to go in for the kill. I think we're going to have a game 3, ladies, gentlemen, and everyone in between. Okay, Lucas stutter stepping forward. Stalkers down. Shield battery down. Lucasdart learning from his mistakes the last game, wasting no time in taking out that shield battery. He's in. He can shut down 2 gateways immediately. GG! Juggernaut caught in the checkmate. Lucas taking us to map number 3. Yeah, that was a nice solid game from Lucasdart. It looks like a different Lucasdart than we saw in the first map. Didn't really get to see him too much in the first match because the guy left to the first Reaper. game number 1 and then lagged out game number 2. Ramen did give the forfeit. He just said it was too laggy on his part. Results from the ladder: Gator with a walkover against Blade. Oil Town 2-0 Slayer. Prinz 2-0 Filibuster. And Fiant 2-0 Voldakiss. Fiant, actually our number 2 seed today. Who's the number 1 seed? Wait a second. There's 8, 3, 4, 7, 15. Is there no number 1 seed? Why is there no number 1 seed? Okay, so our number 2 seed, but actually number 1 seed is Fiant. And I think he's going to be very, very hard to take down. Oil Town is probably going to take out Lasercat and meet Fiant in the upper semis. And I'm calling the lower semis. I think we're going to see Gator Lucasdart. And I don't know who wins that. I haven't seen either of them play in a long time. Or I would call it for Gator, but I know Lucasdart is one of those players who just continuously improves their play. Lucas in the top left, wearing the Lion of Genesis Gaming. Juggernaut for Team Void down in the bottom right. Ooh, this is super sus. SCV positioning. This is not a scout. Yep. There's the proxy Rex down. He's probably... Okay, he's grabbing a gas. Probably gonna put his second Rax in the wall. Oh, it's double gas off of 1 barracks. Dude, this is probably going to be a proxy factory. Lucas, saving his most powerful, most comfortable playstyle for game number 3. I really like that. Juggernaut winning game number 1 with very skilled Oracle play. Number 2, play not working, or just had his number propped correctly. That was the show. It was the build order win. Now Juggernaut knows something is up. It's first out of the proxy racks, on the minerals. To open up the attack path for his start on the low grounds. Juggernaut. It's not going to be a proxy factory. This is going to build a factory at home. Yeah. Jugger has gone into a Zealot to counter this, but out comes the Reaper, and it's going to go after the first probe. It's not even bothering with the Zealot just yet, and the first probe is down. Juggernaut is going to have a delay on this Nexus. Second probe kill. Third probe kill. Four probe kills picked up just from the first Reaper. And look at this. Look how conservatively Lucas is playing. He's gonna float his racks home. There's 2 Reapers still out on the map, still threatening Juggernaut. Juggernaut with a probe out on the map could drop a proxy pylon. He's going into Twilight Council. He's not doing anything too weird here. The second Nexus is going to get temporarily denied again. Another 4-second delay. And you can't discount that, right? That's a significant amount of build time on a probe. Every second so critical in the game of StarCraft when it comes to production. And Lucasdart should get the first expand here. He's moving into Cyclones. Lucas, using units he's totally comfortable playing with. He's totally in control of this game. Now Juggernaut can still come back and win, but right now, Lucas has the map control. He has the economic dominance. He's shut down any counterattacks for quite some time from Juggernaut, right? He's not going to be facing an Oracle. He's not going to be facing any kind of harass until Blink finishes at the very least, which is around the 5-minute mark. Like, that's a very late time to be hitting the Terran. And he's going to have multiple Cyclones, Metavacs. He's going to be working on upgrades. By the time that attack hits, a third Rax on the way. Stim started and should be finished before Juggernaut can threaten it in any way, shape, or form. Lucas, definitely dominant part of this. Oh! Blink onto the Cyclone will take it down. Lucasdart playing very aggressively. Juggernaut has revealed his play, but Lucas has plenty of stat points to defend by disparity. And Lucasdart will have defenders at Juggernaut. Doesn't have probes out on the map anymore. No proxy pylons at, nor is he producing a prism at the moment. Ooh, Widowmine drop goes off. Gets done. A lot! A hell of a lot! That's the answer. 8 probes go down. Juggernaut up against the ropes. Juggernaut played such a solid game number 1, and Lucasdart is just picking him apart here in games number 2 and 3. Can Juggernaut turn things around? Well, finally going to get aggressive for the first time this game. Combat shield starting for Lucasdart. Stim did finish a little while back. Bunker. High ground for Lucas. Juggernaut rallying forward. Scared. There's only 4 Marines here, and he's very afraid. He doesn't know if there are tanks on the high ground or anything. He's missing his window of opportunity here. Every second that ticks by is much better for his start. There are 5 probes picked off. By Widowmine? Yeah, that was a drop in the... Juggernaut's all in. He doesn't have the economy to sustain anything right now. He's got to get counter damage. Army supply isn't too far apart. This is his chance. One and only chance. Bunker's down. Marauder under heavy fire. Marauder gone. Reactor killed off. Zealots eat dank mine shots. It's just Stalkers. Lucas can lose every SCV here and still be ahead. He just has to hold. Just has to hold the production. And it looks like we'll be able to kill all this off. They'll have time to repair the barracks. Oh, Widowmine shots pick off the prism. That's the end of this attack. GG is called. Lucasdart with some very solid games 2 and 3. It advances to the semifinals. So, yeah, Lucasdart making it into the Legion Cup points in earnest. Juggernaut going to go home with 18 points, as is everyone in the top 8. Lucas moving up to 28 points minimum, chance at 38 or even 60, finishes second or first. And he is the player first to reach the semifinals as well. Piant and Prinz competing in round 2, very top. Oiltown waiting for the winner of Laser Cat Faith. Azura Zelos playing into Gator. So we speed ran this tournament, and we've got to go all the way back to the beginning. hope y'all are having a wonderful, absolutely beautiful Saturday afternoon. It is not a beautiful Saturday afternoon here in uh overcast, depressing Rust Belt, Pennsylvania. It looks like a metal album outside. This is the metal season, okay? There's like some really beautiful fall days, and then the rest of it just looks like a death clock cover. You know what I'm saying? It's just the sky isn't just gray. It's like a shade of black, and then everything looks like evening all day. All the plants die and wither away. Remember to follow the channel if you're enjoying today's cast. I work really hard to bring you guys these broadcasts, and I hope you enjoy them. What did you think of Lucasdart in that last series? I think he's going to reach the finals potentially. It's going to be I think Fiant stomps the upper bracket, but I think Lucasdart and Gator is going to be one of the most even matches of today's tournament. See, Oil Town's out of game. Zelos has just taken down Azura. 2-1. On to face Gator. Zelos vetoes Blackburn. Zelos vetoes hard. Gator vetoes glittering ashes. $2,000 atmosphere. Berlingrad. Map number 2. Curious Minds. Map number 3. Dude, 2K is my best map by far. My win rate. Can't see. Got over. Oh, they don't want to look. Why isn't it showing 2,000 atmosphere? map report. Okay, guys. $2K Atmospheres is loading. Get hyped. Up your anticipation. In the bottom left, it's the orange captain himself. Superpower is hindsight. It's Gator playing for the Platinum Heroes. Top right, the Red Terran Zelos, wearing the eagle of the Platinum Heroes as well. Gator also plays for the Drunken Outlaws on his other account. And Zelos, from what I remember, loves his proxy racks. Likes to be the first aggressor in TVT, but Gator is a very cheesy player in all matchups, and we're going to see that here. But don't let his cheesiness fool you. He can play a very solid macro game in any matchup, as him repeatedly dicking me will indicate. Go back and look at any I played against Gator. He's always like, yeah, we're going to the 20-minute mark. You're going to die, Renegade. It's all over. Oh god, please let my roach all in work. And he just smashes it. So, Captain Hindsight with the double racks out on the map. Looking very Lucasdart-esque. First Reaper hits the field. Second Reaper. Seconds away. Third Reaper in development. Gator definitely made an attack, sure. Scouting Reaper of Zelos did not do its job correctly. Not do its job correctly at all. And there's just nothing to defend this for Zelos. It looks like Gator is going to get a quick win. Game number 1 right now. He misplaces a Reaper grenade. Look at the micro. It's going to stack, so the higher health Reaper out in front. Ooh, almost a surround from Zelos. He's not mining at all. This whole time, he's not mining. Some injuries, and oh no! I thought the first Reaper was about to go down for Gator. Boy, was I wrong. 2 Marines and a Hellion are going to make that happen. Zelos losing 10 workers to start the map, having to pull back his Scouting Reaper and create units when he didn't want to. A ton of delayed mining time on top of that. Gator's just out here healing up HP, gonna start tapping at the supply depot. That is committing to more Reapers behind this. He's not calling off the attack. Ooh. Okay, well, one of those Reapers gets fried. Gator starting second command center. Gator sharking around, trying to find an opening. Green wall at the top of the ramp could get demolished by these Reapers. You know, you hop up, you kill his grenade, the rest, and you win. But They're, Captain Hindsight does not have the ability to high ground. He's not Captain High Ground. Ooh, 2 of the Reapers die immediately. Zealous engagement. Oh no, the Zealous counterattack hits, and 10 SCVs are fried so far. It looks like all the SCVs will actually die. And despite an incredible opening from Gator, this is GG. This is over. Every SCV is dead. Like, they just don't come back. I'm trying to counterattack. 3 workers left. Command center taking a beating. There's no mining. Gator. Oh no, the spawn camp. Gator gonna stay in this game. Now down to 2 workers. 1 worker. 0 workers on 1 orbital. Gator runs away. Gonna merge the Hellion. That's nice. What a crazy game. In this episode of Bronze League Heroes. No, these guys are both masters. Gator's pretty good at what he does, and from what I remember of Zealous, he's pretty good as well. As you've seen demonstrated, like, the counter damage was real. Zealous was down like a dozen workers, and he's back in this game all of a sudden, going for the Banshee play that I really like. Because Gator's not going to have things that shoot up for a long time, and it can just go back across the map, kill off the workers that Gator's remaking, and end the game again. Oh no, he goes in with the Reaper. There's no defending units! The Cyclone's so far away. Going after the SCVs instead of the mules first. Out pops the Cyclone. And, okay, the Reaper's shut down, but it's going to stop the Cyclone from joining the front. Barracks forced to float to a corner. Not going to be able to sight high ground for these, and Marine tank pushes out. As the first Banshee rallies forward, second Banshee in production. Zealous coming out of his cage. I've been coming out of my cage and I'm doing just fine. Gotta move fast because I want it all. I forget the lyrics to that song. Zealous has some of his units occupied by the Reapers, but unfortunately those Reapers are the bulk of Gator's army. Gator does have a tank deployed. 8 workers to 20. Banshee can just... Oh, well, the Cyclones are gonna maybe pick the Banshee! Okay, that's pretty huge. But Banshee number 2 is going around into the main, and Gator has to choose. Do you save what little economy you have, or do you defend the front? He's chosen to defend the front first. Okay, now he's going to go up the ramp. And I think Zealous not playing aggressively enough with his Banshee. He's just going to go home. He loses both Banshees. A whiff from Zealous, but he's still so far ahead. It almost doesn't matter. He's already ahead in army supply. Yet again, he's going to send out another Banshee. Despite getting so many Banshees, he has not invested in Cloak. As a matter of fact, he has no upgrades, nor is he committing to any. Another barracks on the way. Gator, their Banshee out of the sky. Another Cyclone, almost ready to pop. him on the way for Zealous. Gator, a couple racks. Landed Viking play trying to get some. Not gonna work out. But we have something magical. So Zealous knocked down to 10 workers at the start of the game. Gator knocked down to 0 a little bit later, and we have an even worker count. Now Zealous has a massive army, but he did flub the last engagement. Gator's micro seems to be on point today. Is Gator going to be able to hold the second attack? Oh, Zealous's medevac is speeding really far ahead. The telegraph, the attack that's happening, thanks to the file the siege up. It's going to give Gator some time, but I think not enough time. Production of fire. Starport should be down, stopping the rate of popping out. Bears died. Now Gator gets his position. This is a lot of production. Player cycle baited into the. Wait, did Gator just kill his own racks? Gator just killed his own barracks. No. It's on the factory. Boom goes the factory. Gator's left on 1 rack's production, but I refuse to call this game because of how wacky it's been. It should on paper be a Zealous stomp. Like, Gator though, I mean, he's definitely come back from worse this game. I'm gonna pick a tank that's very nice. That Marine's foot just went flipping into the screen. Zealous is working on a 3rd base. Yeah. I mean, Gator's ahead in workers, but the production isn't there. He's loading so much cash. AG is called. Zealous takes map number 1. A crazy, insane, wacky game. Be surprised to see Gator cheese again in game number 2. Certainly wasn't his defense that was, or his attack that was lacking, but rather the defense against the counter pressure. Hey, in the bottom right has the orange Terran. It's my favorite to win, Gator. In the top left of Berlingrad, also for the Platinum Heroes, the red Terran Zealous. Yeah, so Zealous with a convincing game number 1 win. Once he found his footing, everybody lost all their workers, like multiple points, and production died for Gator, but he got back, and Gator fought very hard, but Zealous was able to choke the life out of him. It was very touch and go, but like once Zealous got a footing. Gator putting his first racks at home. Kind of surprised. I think he might be learning the lessons from last game. It wasn't the attack that went wrong. Defense. And I'm kind of scared for Gator seeing going up against unharassed Zealous. You know, Zealous who is able to get solid grounding from the outset. Zelos, Gator trade their scouts. Factory going down earlier for Zelos. This should signify our Professor. After finishing on the barracks, Zelos starts up the second scene. Some more economics. Swing the ball, Zelos get some damage done. I think it's dangerous Zelos is rallying so far out. Like, if Gator found these units, he could crush them with his inferior force, and then Zelos' reinforcements would just be trickling in. Not gonna happen this... But yeah, Zelos playing very aggressively. Rally point. He's too scared to go in. He's baited a Hellion. He can turn around and fight this, but Zelos missing the opportunity is going to pull all the way back. We got medevac on the way. Bio units. Tank. Poor Gator. Four Hellions load into the medevac. Zelos has moved out. He's not too terribly far away, but 3 volleys of 4 should go off from the Hellions. Zelos just thinks it's the Reaper. The Reaper will win the fight with the Marine. To turn on the SCVs, but it's going to shoot the Cyclone instead. The Hellion's doing mass damage in the main of Zelos. And SCVs killed off. If they weren't hyper-focused on the SCVs, they could have won the fight against the Marine. That potentially done more damage. Cyclone will kill them off nonetheless. 17 loss for Zelos. But the Reapers of Zelos doing counter damage, and we're back in this weird situation where everyone's losing their workers. And it's going to be about who makes the best comeback. Oh no, Zelos' attack isn't over. If it had just stopped, Gator would be ahead, but Carnage continues. And it ends with Gator in the lead as far as workers. Zelos, slight military advantage, having a Raven on the field. Reapers aren't done. They're playing so aggressively. Gator's out of position, and he's going to lose 3 mules, potentially 2. 3 mules go down before they can mine a single mineral, and more SCVs dropping as Gator transferred back into the main. The SCVs try to go for the surround. They don't get it. 3 Reapers still alive, still doing damage for Zelos. What a play. GG. Zelos takes a 2-0 against Gator as Gator flubs the engagement mid. Auto turrets were dropped on both sides, and well, a little bit better target firing and that. Remember, I was like, he's ahead 3 army supply, and there's a Raven. Yeah, that was the advantage that ended up. That was the Gator favorite to win the match. Knocked out. Caster's Curse strikes again, and Zelos advances Lucasdart in the lower semis. Faith has advanced 2-1 against Lazorcat, and Prinz 2-0 against Filibuster, facing Fiant way at the top of the bracket. So Oiltown Faith, Fiant versus Prinz. Needing to see reaches semifinals. Zelos advances Lucasdart in the lower semis. Okay, I'm going to take a short break while our players do videos, and right back. The lower semifinals. M1 players. Lucas starts Terran against Terran Gator Killer Zelos. About 400 MMR difference in favor of Lucas Start. But a 58% win rate for Zelos on ladder. Oh, okay, never mind. Lucas Start as a 90% win rate DVT. What the fuck? Okay, yeah, no, actually Zelos might be dead. All right, we'll find out in a bit. See ya. Okay, so our first semi is upon us. Lucasdart starting off with the proxy 2 racks. Zelos is not prepared to defend. Here we go, the first SCV has fallen. Zelos has a scout that he's being proxied. Sees nothing in the main of Lucasdart. Zelos has demonstrated some excellent comebacks so far in this bracket, though. Twice going down against Gator and merging Resurgent. So, will he take damage from Lucasdart and recover once again? Lucasdart, the 90% TVT win rate. 90%. 90. It's insane. Lucas is now going up against a bunker. He's been less successful than Gator so far. Lucas also with the 500 MMR advantage, so Zelos definitely the underdog. Will he be able to overcome this advantage? Lucas has broken the wall, but isn't confident enough to go in. He cut production at the racks temporarily. Okay, start up another Reaper. Cyclone's at home. Exactly what we've been seeing from him all tournament so far. Lucas. Oh no, grenades his own Reapers, and will not be able to advance forward. Hold position barracks to get a scout, and looks like Lucasdart's going to pull back. Zelos holding with flying colors this time around. Wait a second. Lucas looks back in, and it looks like he's going to bring the Cyclone forward. Now, this barracks is taking a beating. It should live by the time the Cyclone gets here, but it's going to be on a timer for sure. Sub 400 HP. Sub 300, it's on fire. Two units of HP, 50 health, and it's gone. Lucas no longer has high ground vision spotting, floating the other racks home. And he will be able to delay Zelos' expansion, potentially. Gonna depend on the micro here. It picks off two Reapers and does the best he can with an inferior army, but will get ultimately held. Now, oh, he gets a lock on the Hellion. I mean, that's a nice find, but what he really was going for there was a double lock on the tank to finish it off. And if he had done so, would have been able to deny this for quite a lot more time. As it stands, Zelos hold strong and just simply didn't take enough damage for Lucas to for this attack from Lucas to have been worth it, I think. Lucas is ahead about 10% economically and will even up the army supply. To look at infrastructure, it's about even. 1-1-1 on the field for both players, but Lucasdart pulling ahead 2 barracks. Okay, so there's our advantage for Lucasdart. Those extra 2 racks, pretty much what he gained from the attack. Triple Viking from Zelos. Interesting play. Lucas going full bio with double NG Bay. Pump out tank as well. should start production as soon as these reactors finish, and Lucas starting up stim. Zealous might go for a landed Viking play against Lucas. He goes right when the first production wave hit. Well, staying at home for now. Oh, he's just gonna pull everything. Yeah, this can definitely work, especially if he gets a kill on the Cyclone. He's not gonna get a kill on the Cyclone. He's gonna move in and pick a tank. Oh, no, he thought he was gonna pick a tank. He's gonna get half the HP of a Viking instead. And I don't... Well, got 2 Ravens. Depends how quickly and how effectively they deploy their spells, I think. Determine whether Lucasdart holds. He's not gonna bother, he's going on the attack. I think we're about to have a base race. Nope, he changed his mind again. He should have gone for one or the other. One Raven goes down without casting a spell. Does bait a Viking into the Marines, but Lucasdart now has to attack into his own base, and this is just not going to be pretty. Stim's still so far away for Lucas. I mean, there's 2 disables, but imagine if there had been 4. Everyone's Vikings are landing. The SCV's pulled for Lucasdart. Is he going to be able to hold here? He's stutter stepping forward, and against all odds, Lucasdart has held with flying colors. Now, it did cost him quite a few SCVs. Zealous is going to call GG. However, Lucas takes game number 1. I don't think Zealous needed to tap out there. He was ahead 15 workers and could have waited to see if Lucasdart stayed at home long. You know, Lucasdart could have thrown the game by not counterattacking immediately, and I think that's what Zealous probably should have banked on, but instead eat himself out of map number 1. Alright, a message Gator. I don't know if Fiant Oil Town launched without us, or if they're waiting for the cast. Unclear to me.
The enemy tried to kill your prop.
Zealous spawning in the top right. Lucas in the bottom left. Genesis Gaming. Zealous wearing the eagle. The Platinum Heroes. Zealous. Sending out a single, but I think this is just a scout. Start building his racks at home. Dude, the main bases of Glittering Ashes are so fine. They make me feel claustrophobic. As a Zerg player, I mean, it's good for me, but even so, these look so tiny. Zelos. Pumping out Reapers. Factory on the way. Pumping out Reapers. He built one Reaper. He's going into Reactor. This is probably going to be a swap of the factory into Hellions. Lucas going for the more economic play. Totally switching things up against Zelos. He has a game to play around with. Still best of 3. Grand Finals will be best of 5. Make it there. Second CC halfway done for Lucasdart. Couple Reens coming out for a Blue Terran. Zelos. 1/1/1 on the field. I love the Ash effect on Ravager. Oh my god, the attack from Zelos annihilates Lucasdart's army. Lucas scrambling to pull up a defense in the Cyclone. But all these SCs go around are lost. Drops off. Work. But he's gonna clean up somehow. He did it so quickly. It happened so fast! Zelos getting a wipe on Lucas. Lucas wiping Zelos. Some very even team today. Lucas pushing forward with Cyclone Medevac. Fiends coming in from behind. Yeah, it's gonna be hard to find an angle here. Oh no, it's gonna get like 3 kills in the bottom right as Lucasdart moves in. Raven baits the first Cyclone lock on. Lucasdart actually doesn't have very much here. Zelos is gonna push forward. The Raven is lost disable on the tank, and the lock-on goes south for Lucasdart. Cyclone. Zelos pushing out, and he will be able to snipe the siege tank. He'll go for damage, but Marine's there to intercept the medevac, as well as an auto turret. Lucasdart is just gonna have to leave. Oh my god, he's gonna lose the medevac, and it goes down with the Marines inside. Worker count pretty even on both sides, but Zelos gaining the military advantage once again. Very back and forth TP here on Glittering Ashes. Lucas finishing up the 3rd command center, getting ready to defend against Zelos, but just what does he have? Let's take a look at the units. 2 tanks, 3 Marines, double Raven against Cyclone, double tank, 8 Marines, and now double Raven, 4 Zelos, but his Ravens are going to have significant less energy. Lucasdart is going to be relying on his spellcasters to win this engagement for him. is such an awkward angle for Zealous. He's pushed Lucasdart back half the patches. The AI good laps were getting picked off, but Lucasdart ultimately defends Zealous with only the Raven, the last surviving member of the attack. Lucasdart actually ends up ahead 6 SCVs and has reclaimed it once again, but that almost doesn't matter. Like, it's just so back and forth. Tim is going to be here earlier for Lucasdart. That could translate into big. It could not. +1 going to be here at the same time. Weapons for players, so power spikes there. No one's gone for combat shields just yet. So far in the trades, Lucasdart trading about 400 resources better. And a significant amount of that gas, so Zealous has been hurting. And the micro engagements, even though they look so incredibly, you know, wire thin, of course, the difference between the two players. Zealous. Building up is looking like, I don't know, Lucas is gonna have combat shield. This is stim. Vehicle weapons, really. Talk about vehicle weapons. Fire. 2 weapons. Well, okay, +2 armor started before Zealous. Trying to look at, like, trying to predict something, anything here, but I Start has the edge. Zealous just slightly farther back. Ever so. Zealous rallying the southward march. March south, he shall. En masse for Lucasdart, and that will kill off Zealous's army. Pretty much hard reset. Down to 40 army supply. He's trying to march back home, column, but could go down. I just fourth base. Zealous very weak left flank, but it looks like Lucasdart is going to march right into the kill army. 40 army supply advantage for Lucasdart. Okay, no, he is going to pull left this way. Zealous coming out to meet him. Will pick a tank right off the rip. That's a nice find. Much more work to do for the player. No medevacs. Position to heal. Okay, they get the range now. It's Same's high ground. Tanks reposition further forward, and Zealous's whole army is on here. He wants to go flank like a Zerg, but is going to have to call GG as his army is deleted by Lucasdart. Lucas takes the 2-0 victory and moves into the grand finals, as well as into the prize pool. Now, if you guys want to support this tournament, please check out the match arena and just click claim code. No copy paste anymore. Just click claim code on the side. No strings attached, and that will help out the players. It is a percentage-based prize pool split. So right now, I mean, I'm sure we're going to get more coupons put in, but right now we're sitting at like $4. So it's gonna be like $3 to the winner and then $1 to second place right now. But we can up that a lot. There's still so many. There's 42 codes remaining. Fletch, Cryogenic, Little Mac, Captain Canuck, Chalkboy, Laser Cat, and Reality. Thank you all for putting in the code. I think the players deserve it. I definitely think they deserve it. Unfortunately, Beyond and Oil Town have started the match without us, so we're just gonna have to wait for them. I'm gonna throw on some older casts, enjoy them while we wait for our next series. See you in a bit. Yo. So, Fiant is here. This is pretty poggies. Mozat. Mozat. Come here. Berlingrad. Gonna be map number 1. Just pretty play of the game champion. So, Fiant has emerged victorious in the upper semis. 2-0 against Oiltown. Took his time. I'm sure that was a macro game. Macro. Fiant, heavily favored here. Powerful Alpha X player. Went up against some really solid pros. The last season of the Alpha X Apprentice took games off of quite a few of them, and I think Lucasdart is definitely our underdog. Let's see, how's Fiant CVT doing? Not too shabby, 100% win rate. That's kind of a meme, only 2 games played this season. 51% overall, second best matchup. And he's got like 200 MMR. Lucas, I think. Oh, I can't open the profile again. Okay. Moza. Yeah, come here. Why do you always want up while I'm casting? Huh? Just stay on my lap. This cat so much. Just meowing and running. Okay. It's gonna be a best of 5, folks. We're ready. Here on Berlingrad for Alpha X in the bottom right-hand corner as the blue Zerg. Give it up for Fiant in the top left as the red Terran from Genesis Gaming. It's Lucasdart. Lucas has been playing aggressive, but this is the first Zerg we're going to see him go up against in this series. What is Fiant doing? There's a drone going out on the map. Is he going to take a hidden base, or is he just searching for proxies? It looks like he's searching for proxies. He knows who he's up against. He studies his opponent. Fiant, a very young player, but a very skilled one. Lucasdart, also pretty young. I think he's 17 now. I believe Fiant's like 14, 15, something like that. Hatch, pull gas for Fiant. Reaper popping out for Lucasdart. One SCV going for the Scout, one for the Expand. And we're settling into a pretty normal ZVT, actually. One of the more normal games we've cast today. There is money on the line. 60% of the prize pool. I think it's like 65% versus 35, something like that. And yeah, only $4 in stake now, but it will be more once you guys start hitting claim code over at the match arena. Fiant with 4 lings getting ready to beat a Reaper that really exists. It's a Marine opener from Lucasdart. So Fiant. Oh wait, no. He totally did open Reaper. Oh my god, the caster fail. Fiant chasing the Reaper around. Ooh, get some nice DPS off with the drones. And repel Lucasdart's first attempt to deal damage. Queens are going to be out for his next attempt, so he's unlikely to get anything done. Has he scouted the third? No, he has not. You don't want to lose this Reaper before the third scout. Fiant gets a beat on the Reaper. The Queen pokes out, deals some DPS. More DPS. And the Reaper still has no scout to see if Fiant's gotten a third. Not like this. Gonna have to loop around. Doggo. Do you know that dogs only exist when you're looking at them? See? No dog. The dog doing? Pikachu out here supporting his home country's esports team. Pikachu 92, I have an important question for you. Have you ever met Fiant IRL? Okay, Lucas. Going out with some Reaper Hellion, but it's repelled. The 2 Queens perfectly in position to intercept Fiant. Forward. Is sharking around to the third. Liberator pushing southward for Lucasdart. Going to be a full bio play from Lucas. Got the third CC in development. Fiant could play aggressively in response, but I don't think he's going to. Instead, getting the world's earliest 4th base. This is so disrespectful. This is a 5-minute 4th. It was like 5:05 or something. It went down. This is eco cheese. But that said, Lucas hasn't really put pressure on Fiant. This Liberator, the first, you know, real pressure along with the Hellions. Hellions were meant to do. Will shave a ton of health off the Liberator. 4th base is going to finish unopposed. Fiant deals with the quite deftly. Let's take a look at the resources lost. 13 lings lost for Fiant, so it's costly monetarily, but he's going to spike up so hard in economy it almost doesn't matter. Fiant weakens his defense at home by going for the ling run by 8 more lings on the way back at base. Going to have extra larvae coming off the 4th. It's finishing at the time you should normally put it down in PT. You'll get 4 SCV kills, not the most efficient play, but it is going to pull Lucasdart all the way back home. He's respecting this way too much. He killed every ling that Fiant threw at him already. Italians could still be out on the map, keeping the creep in check and pressuring first drones heading to the 4th base. 69 worker count for Fiant. Nice. Lucasdart pressuring forward. Bunch of creep tumors cleaned up. The Queens holding strong at the 3rd for now. Fiant is getting 24 more lings. They're not here yet though. That's the key thing. Oh! Lucas leaves the tanks wide open, and the Lings will get in on top of them. Not enough to get a kill. Not running back and forth. This Queen not quite making it. Every transfuse is going to be so valuable to buy time for Zerglings to hit the field. Daimling speed is being researched, but it's not here yet. The Medevac's holding strong, and Piant is panicking, I think. He's just throwing Lings and drones into the meat grinder. I mean, this is kind of what you risk with 3D plays. He did so well at the start, but he's actually traded out the Medevac energy. He'll start being able to pick up there. Great cost to the Zerg. I don't even want to look at the resources. Just have 100 Zerglings die! And that's going to be GG. Lucasdart. Punishing his opponent's eco cheese. Fiant getting very cocky. Fiant is, on paper, the better player, but Lucasdart taking an early game. Wait a second. Is he the better player? 5.3. No, they're neck and neck. 53-41. They're 53-24. Yeah, I didn't realize that. Lucasdart's caught up to Fiant. That's a pretty big... That's pretty big. So... I prep for a next map. Curious Minds is map 2. Remember to follow the channel if you're enjoying today's cast. Fiant spawning in the bottom right for Alpha X. He's going for a gas pool opener. Lucas in the top left. Yeah, Fiant kind of choking in the last game. Getting way too macro, way too early. A full minute early on his first patch. Not heading up to stop Lucasdart's well. Tank push. Start absolutely playing that last game correctly. Saw how skilled Fiant is. Holding off the initial push of Lucas with not meant to. Barracks for Lucas. Not going for 6 Zerglings. SCV Scout has definitely seen these two Lings. It did not see the initial wave because they were hidden behind the vision blocker. Yeah, Lucas has a hell of a lot of micro to do to stop the base, but he gets caught in the corner instead, and this is the worst possible scenario for Lucasdart. Worst possible timeline. going to have to get a factory going, and Hellions cancel immediately happens. Like Fion's not going to capitalize on it. He's not dropping a Roach Warren. He did stay in gas, not going for a Baneling bust. Not that you ever Baneling bust a Terran in 21 meta, but you know, the thought counts. The Fiant takes the third party mark, so it's going to be all eco all day from Fiant. Fight this aggressive winner. Second seat. Safely in the... Hi, Magneth. Good to see you. I'm back in the Legion Cup. Can you imagine? Renegade casting a Legion Cup event? Administrator Renegade participating? You don't say. I'm back to stay unless something else horrible happens. I'm too busy getting banned from Risen for a month. Sorry about that. Electro Eagle! Thank you so much for the follow. Much appreciated. Do good work. Okay, Hellion down in the red. Rid of HP, and the SCVs don't repair! They try to fight the Lings instead! Oh man. Big misplay from Lucasdart. Losing that Hellion is pretty big, actually. He can't even swap the starport. The SCVs have to be pulled off the line again, and the Ling gets the block on the starport from landing. He gets to re-micro it, kills off the Ling. This is such a delay. What I can only assume is a Banshee play. Yep. Banshee, there's Cloak. That's the most telegraphed Banshee play of all time. And Fiant is still doing all this with the initial wave of Lings. Lucas is finally going to be able to expand, but not really going to have a chance to counterattack. Fiant's probably going to have Spores down well before Lucas's Banshee arrives. And, yeah, this is the point where Fiant should be shooting ahead in economy. Lucas going for the fast third. Well, not fast given the game clock, but fast given that he faced an aggressive Ling opener. And the Hellions are ready to poke. Dave Testa, thank you so much for the raid. I really appreciate it, friend. It was nice hanging out with you yesterday evening. That was fun. I'd never done that before. Fiant. Trying to find it is gonna save most of his drones. Trying to find an angle with his queens to start shooting down these Hellions. Lucasdart is playing this out very calmly, poking in, picking a tumor, and leaving. Fiant forced to make units, which is the really important thing here for Lucasdart. With Fiant, you know, keeping Lucasdart pinned back for so long, you really want to force out these things right now. These Lings could be drones, and they're not drones. Lucas heading into the main. He has a Cloak. There is a Spore, though, as predicted. Lair is here as well, but no Overseers on the field. Lings getting absolutely fried by the Hellions. They will take 3 of them down? Yeah, 3 of them down. Before their own lives expire. Fiant's 4th under heavy fire. And that's a kill, not a cancel. Lucas playing this out so well. Things look so dire at the start, but it's come back into this game in a big way. Fiant is struggling right now. Lucas could move this third out at any time. Speak of the devil, he's doing it right now. Ooh, 2 more Hellions die for Lucasdart, but he's kind of okay here. He's pressured Fiant so hard. It's all about how he deals with the sling attack. He could take massive damage, or he could hold it off with flying colors. The bio units rushing to get into position. The Lings are here. They're going to chew down 2 or 3. No, they only get 1 SCV kill, and Lucasdart holds this flawlessly. 1 SCV loss for all those Lings. Not trading well at all this game. 1,700 resources lost to 1,000. But is this actually the play? I think it is. I think this is the play. Lucasdart's going for the kill though. Like, he is going to try and shut down this third base. There's a ton of queens. Is that? That is 8 queens here to defend. There's not a lot of transfuse between them, and the one queen that does have transfuse is picked off in the front. Launches one, not the other, and these are the inject queens Fiant's fighting with now, so he's going to be hurting for larva for some time if he uses one, but he doesn't. He pulls back just as they're about to die. The Lings are getting killed off. A bunch of drones killed too. That Ling run by was happening for Fiant, but he only was able to kill off 5 SCVs before returning home. Lings do get in on the tank. There's just not enough DPS between them to get a kill on the tank. And Fiant is going to lose the 3rd location, it looks like. He goes for the wraparound on the tank. This is really smart, and he will connect the kill. Is he going to be able to save the hatchery? Okay, at the very last possible moment, Fiant able to save the hatchery. The next wave of Terran is here, and Lucasdart is angry. Going to unite at the Xel'Naga, push through the vision blockers, picks off the Overlord of Fiant. Back in against the 3rd. Fiant launching a Ling counterattack. Reinforcements intercepting it on the ramp. Down goes the 3rd hatch of Fiant. Okay. There it goes. Anticlimactic timing, but still happens nonetheless. Queens are trying to buy as much time as they possibly can for the Banelings, and it looks like they were successful. Lucas sees them hatch onto the field and will back up. Still creep for Fiant to utilize if he wanted to push the issue, but I don't think he has enough units to do so. 22 more Lings on the way, and once they pop, he can press out, try to run down Lucasdart, but it looks like he's going for another backstab instead, and this might work. As ID goes down, will Lucas notice and raise it? He will not. The Lings get into the natural. They are probably going to pick up a bunch of SCV kills. 2, 3. It's not enough damage. I mean, he's keeping Lucasdart at home. That's kind of the main goal here, not really to get the SCV kills. 7's alright. 7's alright for that amount of Lings. Fiant's still so far behind, though. This is not how I thought this series would go. Lucasdart has improved so much as a player since the last time I cast him. I would have favored Fiant all day and night in this matchup, but Lucasdart is making a very strong case that he's about to go up 2-0 against our Blue Zerg. Hot gameplay from Lucasdart, says Magnus. I totally agree. Belgian rolls backwards as the Banelings plow into him, and he will save all the Marines. There's nothing really here to defend for Fiant. He has to run out the Lings. No, he's going for a mass Baneling morph, but so aggressively positioned. Can the Queens hold long enough? The Lings run into the tank. The tank is saved and deployed. That's going to be a lot more damage against the Queens. 4 Banelings are canceled before they can morph into the field, but the rest get there just in the nick of time and will clean up the Marines. Such a dicey situation for Fiant, but it's a gamble he won at the very last second. Now, again, the problem is he has less Queens than he needs to inject all his hatcheries, so he's going to be hurting for larva moving forward, and when you're on a Ling-heavy composition, that's really not good. He has 0 larva with these 16 Lings on the way. Gonna get 1 wave of injects off. It looks like main not injected, 4th base not injected, so we could see that come into play over the next 20 seconds or so as this next wave of attack comes in for Lucasdart. Fiant will have the money to make Lings, but just not the larva. 4th base is going to fall. That's going to be even less larva for Fiant. 3rd under heavy threat. Lynx clean off the advanced force of Lucasdart, and lane run by is doing decent SCV damage. Marine sleeping on the job. There's 2 medevacs to support them, and they're just not firing. Miss micro from Lucasdart. 22 SCVs have fallen. Piant could potentially get back into this game, maybe, but he's going to have to clean up another wave of pressure, and you know what? He will. He'll force it away. Burrow on the Queens. I don't know what that was about, but Lucas repositions to the main. He is relentless in his aggression, trying to find even more damage. Piant's finally stabilizing. His last wave of links was enough, despite the larva deficit, and Tweet count is back to a healthy amount, but the creep spread is very anemic. Losing pretty much all of his creep spread during this prolonged engagement. Lucasdart with 2-2 upgrades on the field, starting 3-3. That's such a deadly upgrade advantage for the Terran. Piant running in against the planetary. Up another 10 SCVs. Could we see a Piant resurgent? He is going to be forced to cancel and lift into the air. This is not on fire. It will be fine. There's nothing that shoots up for Piant, but very, very vulnerable at that time. However, he strikes out and cancels another hatchery of Piant. Got to get into the medevac quickly. He's going to back up to the vision blockers and then load up, I think. Yep, that's exactly what happens. I think Kite's back a couple banelings, and ooh, what a breakneck series of engagements from our players. More SCVs taken down. It's not a good day to be a Lucasdart SCV. The lane run buys from Piant have finally started to pay off in a big way. Piant going for a macro hatch down at the front. While as trying to take the 6 o'clock location yet again, Lucasdart setting up another attack over here at the 3 o'clock. There were 12 drones in this gas. I just realized that. That's really unfortunate. Oh my god, 11 drones die, 13. Baker's dozen drone deaths. Oh no, Piant cannot afford to lose both these hatcheries. He has 3 hatcheries under threat right now. Okay, the first one is about to fall. These Lynx need to just run up and save it. I'm gonna try to rush down here. 2 Marines at a choke point holding off the entirety of this one. But a lane run by, Banelings from Piant are going to pick off another 15 SCVs in trade. It's just that these hatcheries are also the production for Piant. He's backed up against the wall, 13 Banes. Poor lane should hold off this aggression yet again, but it's gonna be hard to carry that forward. Boom goes the hatchery. King Bane. He is enough to deal with this, but only proper positioning. And right now, it's just a bunch of Zerglings dying. The Queens come in for the flank, but no transfuses are popped. So much HP just simply gone. Hatchery is going to die in a matter of seconds. Some Banelings do connect, but it's not enough. GG, Lucasdart is up 2-0 against Piant, tapping out even as another 10 SCV die in the background. Well, is it actually going to be 3-0 from Lucasdart? That's what we're about to find out. I don't think so. I think we'll see Piant resurgent in game number 3. Till it's over. Gamer Richie, oh man, how are you doing? Remember to follow the channel if you're enjoying. Really appreciate it. Did so? We are closing in on 1,000 followers. How much do I want to say? I'm just saying. Once we hit 1,000 followers, I literally have a box of raffle stuff. All right, I'm not gonna tell you what it is, but it's gonna be a very special edition raffle. An appreciation for you guys. Just with channel points, I'll probably make it like 100 channel points a ticket or. But yeah, I have big things planned for the 1,000 followers celebration. In the top right-hand corner, playing for Alpha X, give it up. The young Fiant. In the bottom left, as the Red Terran from Genesis Gaming, the Belgian Lucasdart. I can't believe that we live in a universe where Lucasdart is about to 3-0 Fiant. That's man, I can't state enough how much Lucasdart has last time I asked him. I was able to beat him the last time I played him. I doubt I could now. Make sure you guys check out the match arena. Click the claim code button. As Magnus is judiciously putting in the chat. Drone rallied into gas. And yeah, it's they're gonna be StarCraft. Hardwire is one of the new maps in the pool.
Meow.
Oh, Zealous, thank you so much for the follow. I enjoyed your play today. Hardwire, one of the newer maps in the pool. I gotta find a better way to do the sub count thing. Beyond's third. Oh, getting totally denied by Lucasdart. Is he gonna get a kill on the drone? That's huge. That's insanely massive. For Lucasdart. Beyond's build order entirely thrown off. The queen is holding at the natural. Lucasdart going for a couple Hellions. Starport halfway done. I mean, whenever you block a Zerg from taking their third, it's the most frustrating feeling in the world as a Zerg player of any level. It's okay, he gets a kill on the Reaper. That's gonna recover a lot of psychological power for Fiant. That's one of the most powerful things in the world, when you kill off the Terran Reaper at a relative early timing. Hellions running out for Lucas. Pressure up. Get a deny on this creep tumor. Oh, it's so close. Yeah, he gets the deny. Seven drones on the way for Fiant. Make sure that the drone transfer. Okay. Lucas. On the way, Cloak. Where is the armory? Is it just gonna be Hellion? Or is it all that? Well, he's got the early third on the way. Yeah. Drift into the mineral line. A couple drones killed off. Lucas, with another couple racks in development, is looking like he wants to play very aggressively, looking like he wants to push into the Zerg. Fiant with an early fourth once again. Oh no, Lucasdart's gonna be like, how many times do I need to teach you this lesson, old man? I don't think this fourth base is very long for this one. I think the Banshee's annihilated. Queen's response. Died. Queen's response. Lucasdart's just getting some work for me. That fourth base is very softened up. Oh, the Lings get a wrap! Down. Vision blockers. Advance. Here's the Banshee. Okay, the Hellion's gonna try to wrap around inside the link. Presence, grab that choke. Capitalize is not actually gonna be able to save this fourth base. He can mass transfuse, and once it finishes, Lucas is running out of time. The Queens move to respond to the Hellions. The Lings are getting baited. This is really hard for the Zerg player to micro. Two fights going on at once. Fiant sends out the Lings, but I think they're just A-moves here. It's okay, the red health Hellions are in the back. Fiant intercepting the Banshees and will win the fight. And Fiant wins the micro war. Could this be Fiant Resurgent? Said it a couple times this series, but like, I think we might be seeing the beginning of a Fiant comeback. These players are way too even. Like, there's no way Lucasdart should steamroll Fiant 3-0. It would be a huge statement if he was able to. Baneling run by being set up by Fiant. Armory is on the way for Lucasdart. Get into those 6/6 +2 upgrades. It's going to be a Baneling drop, not a run by. And it is going to connect. Oh, is it though? Lucasdart pulls away at the last second. Overlord rotates toward the main. Doubles back. He's trying to psych out Lucasdart, but the Marines have landed on the Overlord, and it does get picked before it can drop any units. Fiant having to refocus his attention on holding this Marine push. Gets a wrap on the tanks right away, and the Queen should be enough to hold this off. Wait a second. They're backing up quite a bit. One Queen down. Transfuse being forced to be used on the hatch instead of on the Queens, and Lucasdart gets the pick on the fourth base. Absolutely huge play from Lucasdart. Big mistake from Fiant to pull the Queens back. There was no need for that. The transfuse worked just as well on queens as it does on hatcheries, and the queens needed to be out front taking the damage. There was more than enough to handle the Marines for a long time. Oh no, Keon's trickling in lanes. This is worst case scenario, is when you come in with your lane single file. You want it to be in a big mob. Is trading way better than he should. Let's take a look at the raw numbers. 4,700 to 2,200 minerals, 375 to 500 gas. Lucas coming out way ahead in the trades. 126 lanes dead. Lanes are moving to respond. The banelings are in here on their own. They will trade very inefficiently if they come in a column like they are. Lucasdart picks up and is going to rotate back to the main. One of the medevacs very, very, very low on HP. Looks like he's not. He's actually going to refocus on the sling run by stimming Marines and to clean it up. Hellions chasing down the remainder of the lings. Lucas setting up another front as he distracts with his medevacs on the right. Gotta be super careful though. The back is very low HP. Another baneling roll by. This time it really is a roll by. Set up to put pressure on Lucasdart's third. Saffron, thank you so much for the raid. Hey everybody. Lin Bane rolls forward. 7 STVs go down to the baneling run by. Not the most damage you can cause with 6 banelings, but at least it's a trade for Fiant. Lucasdart up 83 supply to 66, and it's mostly Zergling on Fiant's part. No hive tech here, no adrenal glands. Going to chew through the initial defense, but tank positioning on the high ground. Lucasdart battening down the hatches, reinforcements arriving from the front, and Fiant is repelled once more. Things have calmed down. We got some baneling landmines set up outside of Lucasdart's base. Fiant's gonna start trying to bait into the... Oh! 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 Okay. Baneling landmine's not gonna go off right now, but could come into play later. You can always unburrow and try to roll them into a mineral line as well. Bait! He missed the trigger. He could have pulled the trigger and blown up like 8, but... Medevacs load up, swing to the right. Heliocrat, thank you so much for the follow. Fiant moves to intercept, but there's just not enough here. Fiant's got to get some stopping power ready back home. This is a terrifying push from Lucasdart. Moved into Hydra, and he's going to more 14 lurkers. This push is on a timer from Lucas, but if he blitzkriegs, he could shut this down. Nope. He stopped. He waited. He's poking in at the other side, but Fiant will get lurkers onto the field, and this is the most powerful army we've seen from Fiant in the entire series. Like Lucas might fight on 3 fronts. We got an army going down the middle, army going to the left, and medevacs threatening to the right for the 3-prong. The queens are going to get annihilated. There's no support here. The lurkers are positioning around the hatches. These queens could be so valuable if they fought with the lurkers, but Fiant's creep spread is going to get pushed back quite a ways. The lurkers repositioning in the choke point. Lucasdart trying to distract more of the army supply by striking in the main. Some Hydras are going to go down, and the remaining queens are going to have to use quite a lot of energy to hold, and they will lose the fight ultimately if they don't get some help. 20 SCVs going down in the background to a lurker run by, but the planetary should win the fight! And it will. It's going to burn down. Wait, no, an SCV is pulled to repair. Lucas still threatening at the lurker line, but I think this is an unbreakable. Ooh, he's got to be so careful here. The lurkers are going to back off rather than try to engage the tank line. The Marines did win the battle in the main. They're threatening the spawning pool. It could be dead already, but they take a while to pull the trigger. The Lings run in to engage here, but they're going to have to lose the hatch in order to be able to hold. This macro hatch will defend for the lurkers, and this is going to be difficult for Lucas to push, but he can just send units into the meat grinder at this point. Beyond's a 4-base Zerg against a soon-to-be 5-base Lucasdart. Another lurker run by, though, threatening the planetary and denying mining on most of these patches. Some of the SCVs sitting idle. Yeah, this bio has to be careful. There's a lot of lurkers here. That's how Lucasdart loses this game. You throw your army away into the lurkers. Fiant doing so good with his run-bys in the series, but just struggled on the defense against Lucasdart so hard. One Marine still threatening in a medevac. Extracting a significant amount of army supply of Fiant. Big Shrimp and Pretty Poor. Nice ID, and thank you for the follow. Only it could target this SCV instead of the planetary. Sag. Fiant comes in for the surround. Oh my god, the bio is shredded by the lurkers! It disappeared so quickly! And just like that, Fiant's ahead in army supply. He's pressing the advantage. He has so many powerful lurker units on the field. The Lings are running ahead. He's got to put the pressure on Lucasdart now to get into the series. A lot of the Lings are dying to tank fire. They need to be there to cover for the lurkers so they can get the burrow off. The rest of the bio is shredded. The final tank goes down, and Lucasdart is split off from the planetary. The reinforcements are going to have to try and rally in the main, but I think there's just not enough here. GG! Fiant takes the win. He's on the board, and we have a series on our hands. Guys, thank you for all the follows. Heliocrat, Zelos, and Big Shrimpin during that game. Saffron, thank you so much for the raid. I'm really excited. We're closing so close to 1,000 followers. Make sure you guys check out the Matcherino. For no cost to yourself, you can support these players. I get none of that money. It goes straight to the guys you're seeing compete on screen now. Top 2 payout, and it's a percentage-based split. So right now, that percentage is to 66% first, 33% to second off of $8. So that's like $5 to first, $3 to second, I think. Still 34 codes remaining, but thank you to Loblix, Iba, Battlenet, Elamo, Zelos, Electro Eagle, Magneth, Fiant, Pikachu 92, Fletch, Cryogenic, Little Mac, Captain Canuck, Chalkboy, Lasercat, and Reality for contributing already. Fiant needs some water. Sick lurker skins. Fiant had one shot, one opportunity, and he captured it. He didn't let it slip. Glittering Ashes, map number 4. So, in addition to the prize money, this is part of the massive Legion Cup circuit. There's seasonal Legion events, there's bi-weeklies, there's associated tournaments, and it's just a gigantic undertaking. Over 200 Legion Cup points being handed out today. 60 points on the line for the first place winner, 38 going to second. Oiltown and Zelos each picking up 28 points apiece, and 18 going to Prinz, Faith, Gator, and Juggernaut. A lot more money on the line during the season finals. Oh my god, the banter in the chat. Fiant saying, I like that last move. What about you? Rip Terran. Fiant trying to get into Lucasdart's head. Very powerful. Oh no, he whispered it to me. Oh my god, he whispered it. He's not trying to get into Lucasdart's head. He's flexing. He's ready for the come up. Moza. I love this cat. So 5, 1 point, 2 points. In the top right corner of Glittering Ashes from Alpha X, give it up for Fiant. In the bottom left as the Red Terran, flying the Lion of Genesis Gaming. It's Lucasdart. Fiant floating out an Overlord, as you will at the start of any ZVT. And I don't know which way this is going to go. What my prediction is, to the best of my ability, is that Fiant just gained a massive psychological advantage. Lucasdart had that game pretty much won. I said a few minutes before the end there, the one way Fiant loses, the lurkers get the drop on him, gets wiped, and then Fiant counters across the map. And that's exactly what we saw happen. The harasses weren't the greatest from Fiant. They were okay. They did the job, but like, there was nothing too stellar. Lucasdart was in control. He was shutting down hatcheries, killing off drones, wiping the Zerg army again and again and again. But the lurkers got the drop. They wiped the army. This couldn't re-up in time to stop it. With the quick third. Is scouted for sport start. Cancel. Way overextended off creep. No need for that. Not got baited. That's going to weaken later defense. Hellion play, but he picks the Reaper, so it all ends up being okay in the end. Hardwire system. I don't get the meme. Hellion Liberator. The next wave of pressure from Lucas. These guys have both played so aggressive throughout the series. It's just non-stop action. So many games I cast at a Masters to high GM level, well, to pro level, really. You'll see engagement, and then everybody backs off to their corners for 3 covers. Engagement, back up. Engagement, back up, right? And it's like 3 minutes in between stages. But not so Fiant and Lucasdart. Fiant's trying to constantly get Lings to run by. Lucasdart's trying to constantly drop, put Hellions in places they probably shouldn't be on the Zerg side of the map, etc. Gonna be another bio play from Lucas, and speak of the devil, there's our run by from Fiant. Should at the very least be able to delay the 3rd CC. Yeah, he's gonna get a pick on the SCV. Shave a lot of HP, which is gonna force repair later. Oh no, unlucky. The SCV, Fiant hasn't caught on yet. He's focusing on repelling the Hellions back home. Another SCV gone down. This SCV is sleeping on the job. They're not building the CC. The CC is about to drop. The 3rd CC dies. It is not canceled for Lucasdart. 400 resources lost. Just gone. Just deleted. This is the best start we've seen from Fiant so far. The Hellions are going to try to make a play. Lucas is panicking and overextends and creep. The Lings get wraparounds, and not a single drone is going to drop to the play. Fiant is off to an unbelievable beginning. The Glittering Ashes. Lucas is like, I guess I'll just restart the 3rd. I don't know what to do here. Pulls Marine tank to the front, so Fiant's not going to break this like ever. He's starting a Belair. Since he's so far ahead at this point, I'd love... It's not going to happen. Fiant doesn't play with mutas, but I'd love to see a switch into muta. I think he's going to go Lurker again, because it was so successful for him last game, and he is down to match point. Fiant needs to play defensively and not overextend. Lucasdart is going to clear out his 3rd location and take the expand, but this is quite delayed. Fiant, been on 4 base for a while, is already mining off of it. Lair's about to finish. Well, the Lair's finishing pretty... Going for Burrow. This be an infestor play from Fiant. Okay, Lucas is angry. Lucas is storming down the map. Fiant better be prepared. He's going for upgrades. He's spending a lot of money on upgrades. 8 banelings on the way. These guys are so far away from the 4th hatch. Fiant losing the 4th right now would be disastrous. His Lings are knocking down the rocks. He knows there's an attack coming, right? Well, he gets another Ling run by down. We'll make it into the mineral line, and Lucasdart is like, well, I don't have the attention to set up the attack and deal with this at the same time. It's just too hard. He's going to lose a bunch of Marines. He's focusing back here, refocuses on the front. The Marines overextend. They're on creep. They get surrounded, and the tank line is going to melt. Fiant holds this with ease. With ease. Seven, 8, 9, 10 SCVs go down. Lucas is in a world of trouble. This is looking so different than games 1 and 2, and Fiant makes it in the wall with like 30 Zerglings. That's pretty much GG. Like, what do you do against this? Oh man, he's gonna catch the Marine tank on the ramp. The medevac loads up what it can, but SCVs are falling by the droves. Banelings ram through the wall into the main. Fiant's not... Well, actually, no. He did let up on the lever, pulled off the gas, and went back to droning back home. That's a very bold move. It's very easy to get positive tilt and just spam Zerglings all day. But he's going to do massive critical damage with these Lings. He's got a solid economic lead back home. He's taken a 5th. He's capitalizing on it. It's hitting in multiple locations at once. 40 SCVs gone. And, yeah, Lucasdart has not taken enough damage, I don't think, to make him leave this game. But that's going to come later. Hydroden finishing for Fiant. He's moving into Hive. He's taking another hatchery, macro hatch, down at the front of his natural. I really like this placement. I haven't seen this from another player yet. Fiant always putting his macro hatch out in front of the natural as an extra defensive emplacement rather than in the main. There's no wall to defend the natural for Lucasdart against a ling-back savvy player like Fiant. That's death. That's death is what that is. Fiant with 35 Banes on the map. Tank Fire's even going to help kill off a couple extra FCPs. Oh no, it's not in range anymore. Oh no, these two Lings doing so much damage. What little SCVs and mules Lucas still has can't even mind. The CC's lit on fire. He's going to have to use even more precious resources to repair. It's burning down. Fiant's ready to make his move. In comes the Ling Bane. We should see GG any moment now. GG. Fiant pulls back the series. Lucas taking games 1 and 2, Fiant taking games 3 and 4, and we're ready to go into game number 5. Remember to follow the channel if you're enjoying the stream. $2K Atmospheres is going to be our final map. Spawning into the bottom left of 2,000 atmospheres. Give it up for a blue Zerg from Alpha X Fiant. In the top right as the red Terran from Lucasdart. Red Terran from Lucasdart. Oh my god, let's start this again. That didn't happen. Let's edit it out of the VOD. Okay, we're gonna reset over at the Vision Blockers. In the top right from Genesis Gaming. Give it up for Lucasdart. Fiant. The hatch first play. Lucasdart going for a Reaper expansion. Both players with conservative OP. So, Fiant and Lucas are only 20 MMR apart. Their win rates in this matchup are very similar. Fiant has a big advantage, though, going into the final game. If he doesn't let it tip against him into positive tilt, you know, overconfidence, he's just stopped Lucasdart cold. Lucasdart was inches away from a 3-0 against Fiant, has faced 2 losses in a row, going into very critical game number 5. Money is on the line. By the time the codes are used up, it's going to be like $20 or something like that for the winner. And it's, well, it's a heck ton of Legion Cup points as well. The difference of 28 going to the winner of this series. 60 total to the first place finisher here in the Legion Cup BiWeekly number 8. been 36 weeks of bi-weeklies. That's insane. Oh my god, the finesse on the third from Fiant. That was a daring, bold play to double back the drone and take the third instead of going to turn it into a gas. The deny was so close, but not meant to be for Lucasdart. Factory about to finish for our Red Terran, and it looks like another standard Hellion play from Lucasdart. Can he stop Fiant's resurgence? Can he halt the momentum? Pikachu 92 in the chat with the Swedish flag. Fiant's getting the fan energy. Do we have any Belgians to support Lucasdart? Or is it just fans for the Swede in the chat right now? I think Woozbot died, Magneth. I don't think Woozbot exists anymore. Queens start poking out. The Hellions have to back out. Fiant, as always, impeccable with his Queen defense. This hasn't flagged once. Like, the Hellions of Lucasdart have been wildly unsuccessful at getting kills against Fiant. They've been better as creep cleaners, like exceptionally good creep cleaners for this level of play. But Fiant gets the drop on them. This could be the tilt coming into play for Lucasdart. Losing the Reaper and heavy injury to one of the Hellions is going to weaken any further harassment he tries to put forward here on out. Two fresh Hellions trying to battle, but one of them used to the red as well. And Fiant might go for the early fourth play again. With the positioning on the Queens, positioning on the Lynx, that looks like what he's preparing for. Okay, no, he spent his bank. So I guess... No, he did! He spent his bank on the early fourth. It's a pre-5-minute fourth base from Fiant. Lucas has gone for the early third again. No wing run bys to take advantage of him this time, though. Liberator's gonna make a play. Probably set up on high ground against the third. It's gonna... Oh, no. Set up on high ground against the third. Tangle sucks to engage. Fiant is able to save all the drones, but a lot of delayed mining time for our blue Zerg. Lucas. Gotta be careful with the Hellions. They're so injured. Fiant comes in a concave. Ooh, will get baited into the choke, though. A lot of clean energy going to get used up to replace those tumors. Fourth base does finish on time for Fiant. Lucas's third is ready. Gotta be so scared, so nervous about running this out. Look at Fiant's game sense. The Lings run forward just as the CC lifts. This is not a full wall. The supply depot does go down in time, but the lowered supply depot doesn't raise in time. However, Lucasdart's reinforcements move out just in time to repel Fiant. Lucas healing up the third base quite heavily, as a matter of fact. Fiant transferring a bunch of drones down to the 6 o'clock fourth base. Iba SC2, thank you so much for the follow. Takes down a ton of SCVs at the third. 16 dead. Going after the Marines on the ramp. The Lings will burn out, but they're tying reinforcements from coming across, and there's plenty to deal with this. We'll lose a few drones. The Lings get baited into the tank fire, but they are going to cause splash to go off on the Marines, and there's all medevacs are positioned very defensively back around the tanks. Not dealing with this as effectively as he can. The Queen Squad caught up with dealing with the Liberator. This is really annoying for Fiant to deal with. If the Liberator wasn't causing this distraction, Fiant would have absolutely crushed this by now. It's literally a game of attention Lucasdart was playing, but Fiant's like, you know what? We're just going for it. Screw this mineral line. We're going to move a Spore to deal with it eventually, and I'm going to focus on killing the main threat to me. I want to save my 4th base over mining at my 3rd. So the Liberator is cleaned up by the Spore. Drones go back to mining these gases, left partially saturated. 5th finishing at the 9 o'clock position. Fiant goes for the run-by, chews through Marines, stopping up the reinforcements once more. Lucas halfway done with his 4th base. Fiant's going to have to lick his wounds and get ready for next wave of offensive from the Terran. Infestation Pit about to finish, and I'm sure we're going to transfer right into Hive Lurker Den. It's what it looks like we're setting up for. No one really plays Lingbane Hydra anymore. Another multi-prong set up by Lucasdart. 5th under threat at the 9 o'clock position and taking an absolute beating. Fiant's respecting the single medevac down at the bottom right instead and going for a Ling run by, but there's too many Marines. He sees it and will back out. Did lose the 5th. Going to redrop it down at the bottom of the map. Cancels wave of banelings. Roll into his mineral line. He's going to do it again. He's like, I'll do it again! Oh, Lucas saw it. We were this close to greatness. Fiant gets us around, but with not enough units. The unupgraded Hydra are trying to engage the Marines. They're gonna die. They bait back into the landmines. But Lucasdart notices the patches in the ground and will clean them off. Fiant finishes off the 6 o'clock hatchery. Excuse me, Lucas finishes off the 6 o'clock hatchery of Fiant. He's going for another hatch kill. Medevacs are repelled. Lucas never letting up on the pressure ever. Fiant's gone for seismic spines before Burrow, and finally it happens. The landmines go off, and that will win Fiant this engagement. It would have been much more dicey had they not, but the landmine play that we've seen foreshadowed the entire series blows up like 18 Marines, and Fiant reclaims map dominance. This is going to give him a lot of breathing room to reclaim creep spread, to get up a defensive posture, to maybe take another hatch. Lucasdart put on the defensive for the first time this game. Planetary not going to be able to save this command center, nor will the reinforcements. It's on fire. Wait a second. It lifts into the air at the last possible second. It's down to 100 HP. Something needs to be pulled to repair this. Lucasdart having to focus on the engagement down to the bottom right. Lurkers burrowing forward. Banelings connect with a lot of the Marines. Lucas's 3rd forced to be picked off. An SCV is pulled, but it's not repairing. This 2nd command center is down to 30 HP, 20. The Marines are fighting into the Lurkers. The command center blows up. Fiant not able to finish Lucasdart off, but with a massive attack, dealing huge damage to Lucasdart. Fiant is going to crash into this army. Lurkers, not the best at chasing down an army, but the Lynx deal so much damage. They are going to force the lift off. Lucas needs to reposition. This Lurker run by is shut down by Lucasdart. Things have calmed down. Things have stabilized. And... oh, okay. Have they, though? The Lynx get a big wrap on the planetary. This is stopping a lot of repair from the SCVs. Is it going to be enough? It looks like the answer is yes. The planetary falls. Lucasdart knocked down to 3 CC, and only one of them, 1.5 of them really mining. Lucas going for a desperate push across the map into Lurkers. Darkblood, thank you for the follow. Lucas takes down a hatchery, but there's so many more where that came from, and Lucas's mining is just decimated. Fiant has stabilized. He's down 13 army supply, but the issue for Lucasdart is replacing this. He has a bit of a bank, but like can't afford to lose too much more. The slow, unupgraded Hydras are advancing in on this. Another hatchery gun down for Fiant, but he's still on 4 base. He's still going to be okay because of the damage he caused to Lucasdart earlier. Now, this looks like a strong, robust army, but only one of these medevacs really has energy to repair. That means every stim is shaving off perma damage to these bio units. They go for a cancel on the Lurkers, but they're not going to get it. The medevacs pick off and start to back out. Fiant, with a Lurker run by into the natural of Lucasdart, is going to well, heavily damaged some SCVs at least, even though he didn't connect a ton of kills. Lucas starts long-distance mining from this location, but his next siege is a long way off. Lurker tries to make it into the main. That's a bit overly ambitious. There's nothing really left to defend this base. The tanks are going to get swarmed. You need Marines to support them. Big Lurker burrow. This is a critical command center for Lucasdart. Loses the location. CC will live, but that doesn't matter. It's not mining. Lucas is mining off of these mineral patches, and that's it. One of the gases in the main gone. Well, Fiant got all of this. Now, Fiant did sacrifice some army supply to make that happen. Not the strongest back home, but with 9 more Lurkers morphing in, if they can reach the field, he will be able to hold off this attack from Lucasdart. A lot of these medevacs are just flints. Actually, all of them are. There's no healing with this army. Every bit of damage is pretty much permanent. Times against the Lurkers do a little bit. Okay. Line is overrun, but Fiant can afford to just evac. Fiant still running by with his own Lurker. Are these hold position? That's unfortunate. Could be dealing so much damage right now. The third forced to be lifted again for Lucasdart. No, the bio running into 9 Lurkers! The lanes run out. They just took too much damage. The tank's being run down. Only 3 medevacs worth of units are going to make it home. It is mostly tanks and marauders. GG! Fiant pulling it back for the reverse sweep and a 3-2 victory against Lucasdart. What a series, guys. I know a lot of you tuned in during Game 3, but the first 2 games from Lucasdart were really, really, really good, and this was an excellent grand finals from Fiant. I'm so glad I sat down to cast today. Both Fiant and Lucasdart are going home with well-deserved splits of the prize pool. 66-34, however it ends up matching out in the end. Thank you to everyone who has supported the Matcherino thus far by clicking the claim code button. Loblix, Iba Battlenet, Elamo, Zelos, Electro Eagle, Magnet, Fiant, Pikachu 92, Fletch, Cryogenic, Little Mac, Captain Canuck, Chalkboy, Laser Cat, and Reality. Each click of that adds 50 cents to the prize pool. Oh, what's the math on that? I think that's 33 cents to Fiant and 17 to Lucasdart. And I think they both deserve it, don't you? Yeah, it's a really, really, really solid tournament. Oiltown and Zelos each going home with 10 OSC points as well as 28 Legion Cup points. 5th through 8th place. Faith, Prinz, Gator, and Juggernaut, grabbing 18 Legion Cup points and 5 OSC points. That's it. That's what I got for you. I am going to come back and cast some Diamond League chip playoff matches. I do want to take a 5 to 10 minute break, so I'm going to throw up a splash screen while I get announcements, going, use the bathroom, drink some water, etc. And we'll be right back with Diamond League